Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode by the Data Factory. In today's episode, we will discuss about data types. The data types that you see on the screen are broadly classified into 5 categories. And these 5 categories are basis the nature of the data and the sub classifications that you see over here. So these are basically to indicate the computer storage, the memory, as to what is the space that requires to be allocated. For example, in the integer type, we have big int, small int, and tiny int. In the binary, we have another 4 classifications. For decimal, or rather for storing decimal values, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types. And for character, we have again char, varchar, nchar, nvarchar, text, and ntext. There are some other data types over here that we will cover in our subsequent episodes. Now note that all these data types that you see on the screen are referring to SQL Server 2016 and versions higher than that. On our next episodes, we will include specific data types like table, cursor, XML, and varchar for dynamic SQL statements. Now let's cover the most important ones from here. Now on the screen, you'll see that broadly what a data type does is, first, it classifies the nature of the data. Second, it defines the memory that will be allocated for the stored value. Now, when we come to memory, right, and when we are talking about memory, so obviously there has to be a range of acceptable values. There'll be a lower limit and there'll be a higher limit. So for big int, you'll see that it ranges from this to that. For integers, again, we have this range. For small int, we have 32k, minus and plus. For tiny int, we have 0 to 255. For bit, 0 and 1. Just to cite a very high level example, so as you might know that obviously the average lifespan of human beings might be somewhere around 70 to 80. Now don't quote me, I might be wrong, but anyways, while storing the age within a table, we could use tiny int rather than using int. By adopting this kind of practice, what we do is essentially we save a lot of space, because as and when you'll be appending more rows or adding more rows onto a table, for each value that we will be storing in the age column, the size of the table increases exponentially, right? Now coming to decimal, there's this broad range that we have. Float, this is the range, and again this is in scientific notation that we have presented it. For real, this is the range for date time, small date time, date and time, and character, and varchar max, text, etc. Now all these was not to scare or bore you, right? I think it's best learned when we gather some experience around examples, and for this we need to move to SSMS. Let's see you there.